Good morning students of my class 6. Hope you have enjoyed my first video. So today we will complete the rest of the part of the chapter of first chapter of your science book. So let's start. In your previous class I have told that we will draw a diagram of a plant showing different edible parts. Okay. So first we will draw that diagram of a plant. You just follow the diagram and try to draw in your copy. So you can see the diagram. Okay, let me draw some other branches also. Okay, so this is a diagram of a plant. And what was the name of our chapter? Food, where does it come from? So now it's time for labeling part. So what is that? You know, it is a flower. And it's a leaf. This is a fruit. This is stem. This is root. And the main root, these main roots are called as primary root, and the branching of the primary root is called as secondary root. Okay, so this is the diagram of a plant. So some other parts are also there. There is a structure called but this portion is called as node, that portion is called as internode. And in our last class I have told that part which is under the ground is called as root system, called as and that portion of which is above the ground is called as shoot system. And what is that? That is seed. Okay. So this is a diagram of different edible parts of a plant. So the diagram is showing that different edible parts of a plant. So first of all, we will see the root system. In the root system, we can find primary roots and secondary root. The main roots arising from that portion is called as primary root. Now you can mark it like that also, that no need of writing root separately. Okay, just do that one. Mark it as this one primary root and mark this one as secondary root. Okay. So, which one is primary root? Main root is called as primary root and the branching of the primary root is called as secondary root, and then another branching of the root is called as tertiary root. Okay. So, this is under the root system. And now we will go for the shoot system. In the shoot system we can find flower, seed, leaf, bud, fruit, node, internode, stem. So I think you know all the terms except that node and internode. Okay. So now you have to know what is node. Node is that part from where branches arises. Okay. That means from nodes a new branch will arise. Look. There is a branch. This is a node and from that node portion a branch has arisen. Look. And what is internode? The gap between the two nodes is called as internode. I am repeating again. The gap. Look. This one is a node and another node. The gap between the two nodes is called as internode. I-N-T-E-R-N-O-D-E. So this diagram is showing all the edible parts of different plant. Okay. So next we will learn about the animal system. So draw it in your copy. This diagram is very important for your exam part also. Okay. So I hope you have completed. So next part is what animals eat. So up to that portion we have seen different edible parts or different plant sources. Now we have to know something about the animals. Okay, now I can ask you some questions. Can you tell me the name of a plant whose bark is used as a fruit? Do you know? Yes, that is cinnamon. It is used as a spice. It has a great aroma. Its cinnamon plant's bark is used as cinnamon. Okay, it is a bark part. So, okay, next part is animal portion. Okay, have you heard the term about nectar? Have you seen bees buzzing around you? So, if you see a beehive and beside the bee or inside the bee, you will be able to find out so many bees are over there. Okay. So, what is nectar? Nectar is a sweet juice of flower. Okay. So, nectar is a sweet juice of flower. So, bees collect that nectar from different flowers and store it in their beehive. How? As in the form of honey. So bees collect nectar from flowers and convert it into honey, and store it in their beehive. Okay, beehive is the place where bees live. So bees collect nectar, that means the sweet juice of the flower from the different flowers, and convert it into the honey and store it into the beehive. And we are using that, we are baking that beehive and taking that honey, and we are using that honey as our food also. Okay, so why bees are collecting this sweet juice and converting it as honey? Because some of the plants will give their flower throughout the year. Okay, that's why they are keeping it, so that they can get it throughout the year and take it as their food. Okay, so now you know what is nectar, and now you have to know different food habits of different animals. Okay, so according to the food habit, or according to the different food habit, animals are divided into mainly 3 groups, that is herbivore, carnivore and omnivore. So who are called as herbivore? Animals who eat only plant or plant products are called as herbivore. Animals who eat only animal products are called as carnivore. And animals who eat both animal and plant are called as omnivore. Okay, so let me write animals which eat only plant and plant products are called herbivore, such as example goat, cow, etc. So next is carnivore, animals which eat only what? Only animal products. Okay, let me check one thing. In your book, is there anything else or not? Products. Or you can write it like that: animals which eat only, which eat other animals, okay, are called carnivores. Animals which eat plant and animal are called omnivores. Okay. So animals which eat only plant and plant products are called herbivores. Example, goat, cow, etc. Animals which eat only animals products, only animal products are called carnivores, and animals which eat both plant and animal are called omnivores. So example of carnivore: lion, tiger, right? An example of omnivore: human. We eat both plant and animal. That's why we are omnivores. So according to food habit, we can differentiate animals into these three main groups. Okay. So next part is, up to that portion clear, na? So just write it down in your copy. It will help you. So next you have to know one term, that is malnutrition. Malnutrition. What is malnutrition? What does that term mean? That term means if anyone is not getting the appropriate amount of nutrition or all the nutrients in their food, they will not lead to proper growth and maintenance. This condition is called as malnutrition. Again, I am repeating, malnutrition means if anyone is not getting all the nutrients in their food, and as a result of that appropriate body growth and body functions are not occurring, that condition is called as malnutrition. So it is essential or it is necessary that we need to take all the nutrients in our diet. Okay. And there is another thing, that we have to take our food in appropriate way. We will not waste our food too much. We have to think about so many countries or so many places near us that some people are not getting appropriate amount of food. Okay, so we will not waste our food. We will try that we have to use that amount of food that we need actually. Okay, so from today we will not waste a huge amount of food. We will think about the others and those who are especially starving. So we have to be careful in that case, whatever we are taking, and all we have to careful that all the nutrients or all the nutrition are getting from our food or not, and second, we have to be careful about that we are not waste our food too much. Okay, so this chapter is completed. So only exercise portion is left. In our next class we will solve our exercise. Okay, so thank you.